Okay, I know. Look at the title, it's not Royal. But in my defense, I was stupid and ordered Persona 5 base game instead of Persona 5 Royal. Because I thought Royal was instead Royale, meaning I thought it was Persona 5 Strikers. Okay, I know I'm stupid, but enough of that, let's get on with the review. Persona 5 is a sequel in the series of Persona games beginning on the PlayStation, created by Atlus Entertainment, Persona being an offshoot title from the Megami Tensei series of video games. But Persona 5 is most definitely the more popular and more accessible of the two. Also, there will be no spoilers, baby, so let's go! Category 1, the art style. Fucking gorgeous! The game looks absolutely stunning. The turn-based combat is imbued with almost a rhythm-like feel that makes any of the attacks or options in battle feel viscerally satisfying. It is mainly coloured in a black and red art style, which makes even the most visually bland things pop out when in mementos. The character designs are obviously super anime inspired. It's a high school life simulator / fantasy JRPG. It doesn't get more anime than that. The only thing that puts me off was when the character's eyes seem to be way too far apart at some points on the 3D models. Persona 5's visual style is striking and full of excitement and dark vibrancy. The monster designs though are up to scrutiny, some just look a bit too bland with basic inspiration, sort of like Gen 1 Pokemon. And yes, I know that Megami Tensei did it first. Some make you just feel uncomfortable, like the fucking dick monster that I don't even remember the name of. That's just a bit too Japanese for me, my friend. Overall, Persona 5's unique visual style and stunning ability to make even the most boring things look exciting give it the highest 9 out of 10 I can give. It falling short due to some of the monster designs. 8 out of 8 for the visuals, 1 out of 2 for personal preference. I'll clarify it in this so people get a better understanding of how I roll. Category 2, the gameplay. Persona 5's gameplay is turn-based combat, which, as I stated before, is accompanied by the most bopping soundtrack you've ever fucking heard. Last surprise in life will change, I know all of the words to. Where actions in battle follow the flow of the music, and it's unbelievably satisfying. It even makes some of the grind and battles you go through much more enjoyable than your generic JRPG. You'll also certainly get bang for your buck, as it's around 100 hours long, meaning fuck Royal, I ain't playing that shit unless I'm hounded to do it. Obviously, as protagonist Kun, you, and only you, have the power to use more than one synonymous persona, holding up to a max of around 16 different personas, making up for elemental weaknesses and super effective type coverage. Also, as a side note, the only good palaces were the first and last ones, the rest get increasingly inferior as you progress till the last one, which goes off the fucking chain. And as a high school life simulator, you also form bonds with your classmates who, if they are a member of your team, can gain increases in their combat proficiency, with their personas gaining new skills and eventually maxing them out and making them evolve. The personas I maxed out on my playthrough being Ryuji's, Makoto's, which I regretted, Haru's, but there are other confidants as well, which buff other things, like more time to increase your social stats, which determine what things you can do with those characters. Oh, you can't be my boyfriend, you're not pretty enough. Bitch, look at this man! He's probably got more yaoi fanfiction and doujins than anyone else in the series. They certainly seem to be pushing you to that end by not allowing you to be gay. Which obviously upsets some people, since Ryuji is practically begging Joker to plunder his asshole. But I refuse to see him that way, he is a bro through and through. You can have Yusuke, but leave my brosif Joseph alone. You can obviously smash and get in relationships with the girls. Some top tier waifus in here, lads. I'm probably being the one I like the least, except the pedophile reporter lady. Just cause she was fucking useless in battle. I had no reason to spend time with her, and I am not sorry. By the end, I was with Kawakami, sexy teacher lady, TAKEMI, big titty guff GF, and Makoto. Just letting you know, TAKEMI Tay for life. Anyway, just remember, it's okay to date the twins that look like they're 7, but it's not okay to be gay. I'd give Persona 5 a 8 out of 10 for the gameplay. For turn-based, it's amazingly solid and doesn't really get boring while you're jamming along to it. and there were times that I wanted to go back to the high school life simulator portion, proving that its characters are so likable that it makes me want to play that part of the game. As well, it's genuinely quite fantastic. 6 out of 8 for gameplay, 2 out of 2 for personal preference. As objectively, turn-based combat isn't a good gameplay style, but Persona 5 makes it work. Category 3, the narrative. Persona 5's narrative is good? It's pretty good. Nothing mind-blowing, but some bits at the end did hit me pretty hard. I didn't cry, obviously. I'm a big boy. The protagonist Joker is given enough characterization to be a good protagonist without interfering with our immersion. An immediately sympathetic underdog, who by gaining friends and influence becomes the leader of the Phantom Thieves. A group of people who will steal your heart, literally and figuratively. They go into people's minds and steal the object of their desires, making them better people in the real world, going from a high school teacher, to business tycoons, to God himself. The Phantom Thieves as characters certainly can and will steal your heart if you play this game. As a point of comparison, I started playing Persona 4 and I must say, the protagonist doesn't even compare to Joker. As the only thing you can really compare a PS4 exclusive to a game on the PSP is narrative, the only valid comparison I mean. Which I won't say is better or worse, it's going for something different, but Hero is vastly inferior to Joker as a protagonist. But I also haven't finished the game, but I don't think anything can compare to Begone. Persona 5's narrative is a fun and enjoyable ride. It never hits that point where things get too ridiculous, where you lose all sense of attachment, like in Dragon Ball Z. It also doesn't have a big message that really hits home. All it's really saying is that other people are trying to control your destiny, and they're bad. With its catalogue of terrible villains, as well, that are so cartoonishly monstrous that they cannot feel real, thank God you barely talk to them. It's simple, we like the heroes, and we hate the villains. But great supporting characters who, unlike their evil counterparts, feel human, slowly opening up to you over time, and enjoyable interactions save it. I'd give it a 7 out of 10 overall, 2 points for personal preference, and 5 points for the story itself. Overall, Persona 5 is a fantastic game that is enjoyable to play and enjoyable to watch. A great combination of the high school life simulator and JRPG that the Persona series is famous for. I'd give Persona 5 a 9 out of 10. It's an absolutely fantastic game, and I adore its main characters and supporting characters. Its gameplay is fun and fluent despite the disadvantages of turn-based combat, meaning I was playing it for hours on end. It's probably my favourite game on the PS4. I definitely believe it should have got RPG of the Year when it came out, which it didn't sadly. Also, in terms of being favourite game on the PS4, it's a close decision between Bloodborne and Persona 5. I'm sorry Bloodborne, I love you, but I haven't spent 100 hours in you yet. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye!
このジョルノ・ジョバーナには言う